Hi, I'm Vanessa from SpeakEnglishWithVanessa.com. Are you ready to master the top 50 phrasal verbs in English? Let's do it. Have you ever been listening to an English conversation and you just can't figure out what they're saying? You understand the individual words, but the overall meaning, it just doesn't add up. Well, if you have been putting off learning phrasal verbs, today is your day. This lesson will take you from to bring it on in no time. But first, we need to talk about what in the world is a phrasal verb. Well, a phrasal verb is a 2 or 3 part verb, and in fact, I just used quite a few of them. Did you notice? Figure out, add up, put off. Ooh. Well, when you use a phrasal verb, there is a main verb, such as put, and a second part, sometimes a third part as well, which is a preposition, or sometimes it's called a participle. When you put these two together, it changes the meaning of the verb. Well, the verb put, I put the comb on the table, means to place something. But when I say put off, it has a completely different meaning. It means to delay something, to procrastinate. Stop putting off learning phrasal verbs. Well, you're here today, so you're not going to put it off any longer. To help you remember all 50 top phrasal verbs, I have created a free PDF worksheet for you that you can download right now with all of these phrasal verbs, definitions, sample sentences, and at the bottom of the PDF worksheet, you can answer Vanessa's challenge question so that you never forget what you're about to learn. You can click on the link in the description to download that free PDF worksheet today. All right, let's get started with our first phrasal verb. I'm going to tell you the phrasal verb, and then I'm going to tell you a sample sentence, and I want you to guess what you think that phrasal verb means. It's like a little test. You need to use all of your English knowledge, pull it from your brain, and guess what you think it means, and then I'll tell you the answer. All right, let's look at number 1. To ask around. Take a look at this sentence. I haven't seen your dog, I'm sorry, but I'll ask around in the neighborhood and see if anyone else has seen it. What do you think to ask around means? It means to ask multiple people. You can also use this in the workplace. I'm not sure if my company is hiring, but I'll ask around and find out for you. Great, let's go to number 2. To ask someone out. Take a look at this sentence. Well, are you gonna ask him out or not? Are you going to ask him out or not? What do you think this means? It means to ask someone on a date. If you've ever asked someone on a date, I'm sure you understand how nerve-wracking that can be. Let's take a look at another sentence. My husband asked me out on a date 17 years ago, and now we've been married 12 years. Great. All right, let's go to number 3. To be in control of something. Everyone thinks that they want to be in control of a business, but it's a lot of work. What does this mean? Think about it for a moment. It means to have the power over something. Let's look at another sentence. I need you to be in control of planning the party. I'm too busy right now, but I could probably help you a little bit. Great. Let's look at the next one. To break down. It's a terrible day for my car to break down. It's raining and my phone just died. What am I gonna do? What do you think this means, to break down? Means to stop functioning. Let's look at another sentence. If you don't take care of your things, they're gonna break down faster. I wanna let you know that we use to break down in a general category of machines. Often for your car can break down. We sometimes use this for big machines like, my washing machine just broke down. What am I gonna do? For big machines like this. It's less common to use this for your phone. My phone broke down. You'd be more likely to just say, my phone broke. This is the nuance that we need with phrasal verbs. All right, let's go to the next one. Number 6, to break something down. Oh, there's a slight difference here. To break something down. Look at this. The teacher broke down the lesson so that we could easily understand. I hope that I'm doing that now. This means to explain something in simple terms, to break down a difficult concept and make it simpler. A lot of my English students feel really overwhelmed when it comes to phrasal verbs, but it is my job, I hope I'm doing it well, to break them down, to break down phrasal verbs and help you to understand them better. Number 6, to break into something. I forgot my key, so I had to break into my own house. What does this mean? It means you enter forcibly. So this might be an enemy breaking into the enemy's territory, or it could be a burglar breaking into your house. Hopefully not. But if you forget your key, what are you gonna have to do? You're gonna have to break into your own house. Let's look at another sentence. Where I live here in the mountains, we have a lot of wild animals, bears, raccoons, foxes, all sorts of things. And if you leave your trash outside, wild animals will break into your trash can. So most people in my neighborhood keep their trash cans inside until the trash truck comes and it can be taken away, because no one wants their trash scattered all over their lawn because a silly raccoon or bear got into it and scattered it everywhere. Don't let wild animals break into your trash. To break out. We were gonna go on vacation and then COVID broke out and we had to cancel it. I think we're not alone. Many people had to do this over the last few years. This is talking about something that spreads. COVID broke out. So we can kind of imagine it was contained before and then it spreads. We can look at this in another situation as well. Take a look at this sentence. When the news breaks out about the war, a lot of people are going to protest. So we can imagine that the news about the war is kind of contained right now, but when the news breaks out, a lot of people are going to be upset and they're going to protest. So this is talking about something spreading. It could be a virus, it could be news, but something is being let out. Let's go to the next one. To bring someone or something down. Well, we could say, I hate to bring down the mood of this party, but the cake just fell off the table and now it's ruined. Can you guess what this means? I hate to bring down the mood of the party. This means to make someone unhappy or lower the mood. Well, we could even say this. My coworker just really brings me down. She's always unhappy and complaining about something. Have you ever talked to someone like this and they just never have anything positive to say? You might be feeling good about your day and then after you talk with them, they really bring you down. Try not to be that person in someone else's life. Try to bring other people up. Let's look at the next one. To call around. I have some extra tickets to the concert, so I'm gonna try to call around and see if any of my friends want them. Do you remember the first phrasal verb we talked about? To ask around? To call around is very similar. It means that you are calling multiple people. Just like ask around is to ask multiple people. Here, this person is calling around, calling multiple friends to see if they want to get the free concert tickets. The other week I was at the mechanic and I needed a new part for my car, and the mechanic said, well, I don't have the part with me right now, but I'll call around and see if any other mechanic has it, and then I'll let you know. Beautiful way to use this phrasal verb. To call back. My doctor called and left a message. I need to call him back. What do you think this means? Well, it simply means to return a phone call. If the doctor calls you and leaves a message, well, it's a good idea to call them back. If you have to speak in English for your job and you often speak on the phone, this is a wonderful phrasal verb to use. When you pick up the phone, you could say, I'm sorry, I'm in a meeting right now, but I can call you back at 11 o'clock. Beautiful. Great phrasal verb. To cheer up. I brought you these flowers to cheer you up. Am I trying to bring you down? Nope, instead I'm trying to cheer you up, and this means to make someone happier. I hope that my English lessons cheer you up. To cheer on. Does this mean you're standing on someone and cheering, go, go, go? No. To cheer on. Take a look at this sentence. Let's cheer on our team. Wow! This means to encourage or support someone. We often use this for a team, but you can even use this for your friends and family. My friend is running a marathon next week, and I'm gonna stand at the finish line to cheer her on. Oh, that's so nice. To clean up. I'm trying to teach my sons to clean up after themselves. It is a work in progress. This means to tidy something. If there are a lot of toys on the ground, you need to clean them up, at least by the end of the day. So I'm curious about you. Do you clean up your house at the end of the day? Let me know in the comments. The next one is a fun one, to come across as. It's got 3 parts, come across as. Take a look at this sentence. If you don't want to come across as rude, you should smile when you meet people. This is talking about the impression that you give, to give a specific impression. You don't want to have a rude impression, so what should you do? You should smile. You don't want to come across as rude. This is another one that you can use in the workplace. I want to come across as professional, so I'm going to wear my best suit to the interview. I want to appear professional. I want that impression to be, she is a professional person. I want to come across as professional, so I'm going to wear my best suit. To come apart. Oh no, I put my favorite sweater in the washer and now it's coming apart. Do you think that this means I'm very happy about the situation? This means to separate. My sweater is coming apart. Or you could say, be careful with that old book. It's coming apart and the pages might fall out. Be very careful, please. To come forward. They're asking for donors and volunteers to come forward to help with disaster relief. This means they want someone to take responsibility. This could also be if someone did something bad. Take a look at the sentence. The police are asking that the vandals, this means the burglars or somebody who spray painted on a building, the police are asking that the vandals come forward and repair the damage that they did. They want the vandals to claim responsibility, say, sorry, I did it, I'll try to fix it, please just don't send me to jail. They're asking that the vandals come forward. It's not an easy thing to do, but often it's the right thing to do. To come from. Where does the inspiration for your art come from? This is asking, where does it originate from? The beginning, the source of your inspiration. So when you're learning English, someone might ask you, why are you learning English? And you could use this great phrasal verb and say, well, my love of English comes from my teacher, Vanessa. Or you might say, I visited New York and I realized, I don't know as much English as I want to. So really my motivation came from that trip. I realized I needed to put in more effort. And that's what you're doing now. To count on. I know I can count on my neighbor when I need help. This means to rely on someone, to depend on someone. I can count on my neighbor. Whenever I need some extra help, I can just go to her house and she will be there in a minute. This is also a great phrasal verb to use in the workplace, even in an interview. You could say, you can count on me. I will always finish the project on time because I have great time management skills. You can count on me. Great. The next phrasal verb is 2 for 1, to cross off and to cross out. Take a look at this. I have crossed off or I have crossed out everything on my to-do list already and it's only noon. This means that you draw a line through something signifying that it's finished. You're done with that task. I already crossed off everything on my to-do list. It feels great. To cut something out. If you cut out these sections of the report, I think it will flow better. What do you think this means? Well, you are removing pieces of something. If you remove this piece and this piece, the entire report will just feel better. But we can also use this in a physical way. Let's imagine that my son is chewing some gum and somehow it gets stuck in my hair. Oh no. Well, we could say now I need to cut out the gum. I'm not gonna cut all of my hair. I'm just going to try to cut the most minimal amount possible. I need to cut out the gum. I hope that this never happens. To do something over. If you make a mistake, it's okay. You just have to do it over until it's right. This means to repeat something. Usually this is a fixed phrase, do it over. A teacher might say that to you. Your homework was so bad, you need to do it over. Oh, my dog just ate my homework, I need to do it over. Because in all of these situations, we already have the context. Your dog ate your homework, that's a bummer. So you need to do your homework over, but we don't need to repeat homework. You can just say, do it over. Let's take a look at one more sentence. I put the wrong ingredients in the cake. Now I need to do it over. You have the context already, the cake. So you can say, do it over. You could say, I put the wrong ingredients in the cake. Now I need to do the cake over or do the recipe over, but it sounds a little bit clunky and uncomfortable because we're just repeating the topic twice. So I recommend using this as a fixed expression. I put the wrong ingredients in the cake and now I need to do it over. That's all right, I'll do it again. To do away with something. We just need to do away with all papers and go digital. This might be something that's happening in a company where you work. You're trying to do away with papers and go digital. This means to stop something, to do away with papers. You're going to scan in the papers. You're going to try to make them digital in some way so that you stop using paper. Pretty good idea. Or maybe in your family, you might decide, we decided to do away with gifts. Instead, we will purchase experiences to have together as a family. Also, not a bad idea. Do away with gifts and just have wonderful experiences together. To dress up. I decided to dress up for my date, so I wore a new dress. This means to wear nicer clothes than usual. You dress up. For example, it's a good idea to dress up for a job interview. You want to come across as professional. To drop out of. I dropped out of medical school when I realized how hard it was. This means that you quit some program. You might say, my grandparents both dropped out of high school so that they could spend more time on their family farm. It was kind of necessary back then. Do you have any family members who dropped out of school so that they could start working because their family needed it? Let me know in the comments. To fall through. No, this is not falling. Take a look at this sentence. Our plans fell through when the flight was canceled, so we decided to take a road trip instead. This means that something ends up not happening, something fails. There is a kind of indirectness about this phrasal verb. Our plans fell through. You're not blaming anyone. You're not saying, when the airline canceled our appointment, those awful people, well, no. You're just saying our plans fell through. Take a look at the next sentence, which is even more indirect. Our engagement fell through, so the wedding was canceled. Okay, you're not blaming anyone. You're just really indirectly saying, well, the engagement ended up not happening. He proposed, I said yes, and then after some time, we broke up. But I'm not really blaming anyone here. I'm indirectly saying, yeah, our engagement fell through, so we canceled the wedding. To follow through. It was a hard project, but she followed through and got it done. What do you think this means? This means to keep doing something until it's finished. So right now we are just over halfway through these 50 phrasal verbs. I want you to follow through and finish this entire lesson. You can do it. Fill your brain with more wonderful phrasal verbs so you can use them in daily conversation. Let's take a look at another sentence. He always has big promises, but he never follows through. This is a really bad character trait and definitely not something that you want someone to say about you. You should say you're going to do something and you should follow through. Or you could use this as an apology. Sorry, I know I said that I was going to help you this weekend and I just didn't follow through. I'm really sorry. I got sick. I had so much on my plate. I really need to work on following through. Thanks for forgiving me. To follow up. It's a good idea to follow up an interview with a thank you letter or a nice email. What do you think this means? To pursue something further. You're doing an action after the main action. So you had an interview and then you follow up the interview with a nice email or a thank you card. Take a look at this. She said she had something to tell me, so I need to follow up with her later. She didn't tell me what it is, but I'm really curious. I need to follow up with her later and ask her, what were you going to tell me? Please, I need to know. To get away. Oh, it's been such a busy week. I can't wait to get away this weekend to the beach. This means that you are leaving a stressful situation, you're going on vacation, in some way you're getting away from your stresses. So you could say, I really need to get away, but I'm just so busy. I don't think I'll have any time for a vacation. I need to get away now. Now, if we add one little word, it can completely change the meaning. To get away with something. We just said to get away means to leave on vacation, but what about to get away with? Look at this sentence. He stole money from the company, but he won't get away with it. They'll catch him at some point. This means to do something, usually something wrong. It doesn't have to be very wrong, but to do something wrong without being noticed or punished. He thinks he can steal money from the company and get away with it? I don't think so. Let's take a look at a less serious situation. You could probably get away with leaving work early, but I don't recommend it. They might catch you. So in this situation, you're not stealing money from the company, but you're not supposed to leave work early. You could probably get away with it if no one calls you or asks for you. But in the end, I don't recommend it, even though you could get away with it. To get something across. Are we talking about a bridge? To go across a bridge? Not exactly. It's a little more figurative. Take a look at this sentence. She is such a great speaker that she has no problem getting her point across. Oh, here we're talking about communication, to communicate. She can explain difficult concepts and make them simple. No matter what she's talking about, the other person can easily understand. She can get her point across. We often insert in the middle of this phrasal verb similar words to get the point across, to get the idea across, to get the message across, to get my thoughts across. So here we're talking about communicating something. All right, let's go to the next phrasal verb. To get back. I love vacation, but I'm always happy to get back home too. This means to return, to get back home. Take a look at this. I left early from work. I thought I could get away with it, and then my boss called and asked if I could get back to work and finish my project. Ooh, okay, I guess I have to return to work and finish my project. It's just the way it goes. At least I didn't get fired. To get on. We got on the ferry to go to the other side of the lake. This phrasal verb means to board some kind of transportation. You can get on a plane, get on a train, get on a bus, get on a ferry. Let's take a look at another sentence. Oh no, I got on the wrong train. What should I do? If this has ever happened to you, it can be a little bit of panic mode, especially if you're in a different country. All right, let's go to the next phrasal verb. To get over. I'm getting over a bad cold and I still don't feel that great. This means to recover from something. It could be an illness. I'm getting over a bad cold, or it could be a little bit more sentimental. I'm still getting over the heartbreak of our breakup. I don't know what I can do to feel better. I'm getting over the heartbreak. When you break up with someone, you want to recover. You want to move on with your life. And we can use this phrasal verb. I need to get over this heartbreak, but it's so hard. All right, let's go to the next phrasal verb. To get together. I love to get together with friends and family during the holidays. This means to spend time together. Let's get together while you're in town. I'll take you to my favorite coffee shop. Let's get together. We'll spend time together. To give away. I don't want to give away the ending, but that movie was fantastic. Here we're talking about something that is hidden and being revealed. So I don't want to reveal the ending of that movie, but it was fantastic. Let me just tell you. So we can use this in a similar but slightly different way. Take a look at this sentence. After I broke my leg, I decided to give away my roller skates. Well, this means that I am not selling them, but I am giving them for free. So there is an implication in this phrasal verb to give away something that means for free. You do not need to say, I gave away my roller skates for free. It's already implied. You can say for free if you want, but if you just say, oh yeah, I'm giving away my couch, people will know your couch is free. You could say I'm giving away my couch for free. That's fine. It's a little more, I don't know, just emphasized for free. But overall, you can say, I'm giving away my roller skates. I'm giving away my couch, and it means for free. Lovely way to use phrasal verbs. Let's go to the next one. To give back. I borrowed a coat from my cousin for our ski trip, and now I need to give it back. This simply means to return something. You could say, give that bone back to the dog and he'll stop barking. Please, give that bone back. I can't stand the noise anymore. Let's go to the next one. To go after something. Does this mean second comes after first, third comes after second, like in order? Not exactly. Let's take this a little more figuratively. Look at this sentence. You should always go after your dreams. Oh, how lovely. This means that you should try to achieve something. I'm going after the top prize and I hope I'll win. You are trying to achieve something. I'm gonna go after that position as manager and I won't stop until I get it. Ooh, you're trying to achieve that. Now here's a tricky one. We just said go after. What about go against? Look at this. I'm going against what everyone is telling me I should do, and I'm following my heart. I'm going against. This means you are opposing what everyone else is telling you to do, and instead you're following your heart. This is not easy to do. It's not always right, but sometimes it is right. It's not easy to go against what other people are telling you to do. Take a look at this. If you go against the company policy, you will have to face the consequences. You have to know what they are. Don't go against them. To go ahead. Yes, we have a lot of phrasal verbs with go. There's in fact 2 more after this. To go ahead. Look at this sentence. Sorry for interrupting you. Go ahead with your story. Oh, this means proceed with your story. Continue going. Let's look at this one. Do you want me to go ahead with the plan we discussed? Do you want me to proceed with the plan we discussed? Do you want me to go ahead with the plan we discussed? This is perfectly acceptable to use in the workplace, and in fact, I imagine it is used all the time. Let's go ahead with our plan, and I'll see everyone tomorrow, and we'll discuss how it's going. To go back. I had a great summer vacation, but I'm ready to go back to school. This is often a fixed phrase, to go back to school, and it means to return to school. It's the end of the summer and it's time to go back to school. Or you could say, I love visiting the mountains. I am ready to go back at any time. You want to return to the mountains. It's a nice, calm, and peaceful place. To go over. Are you going over a bridge? Take a look at this sentence. I need to go over the contract before I sign it. I highly recommend this. I need to go over the contract. This means you need to review something, usually to clarify some details. I need to go over the contract, look at all of the details, and make sure you know exactly what you're signing. Or take a look at this. I have some questions about the project. Can we go over it together? This means you're reviewing something to clarify the details with someone else. Can we go over this together? You might even hear a teacher say this in the classroom. I want you to finish your homework and tomorrow we'll go over the answers together. You're going to review them in detail together. Great. To grow apart. We were best friends when we were children, but as we got older, we just grew apart. This means that there's some distance in your relationship. You're not as close as you used to be. And it's something that sometimes naturally happens with relationships. If you have a long-term relationship with someone, you know if you don't spend quality time together, you will grow apart. It's just a fact. You need to spend quality time together in order to stay close. To grow into something. I bought this jacket a size too big because I know that eventually my son will grow into it. Well, my son is 5. My other son is 2. They will absolutely be getting bigger, so I can buy clothes that are a little bit bigger, and I know that they will grow into them. This means that they will become big enough to fit in them. So if I buy a size 6 or size 7 clothes for my 5-year-old, well, he can wear them next year or the next year, and that's all right. Or you might say in a kind of funny way, this puppy's paws are so big. Do you think that she'll grow into them? So they seem kind of disproportionate. Her paws are so big. And of course, as the dog grows bigger, her paws will seem more normal sized. But that's something kind of funny that you can say about a small animal or even a baby. Oh, his ears are so big. Do you think that he'll grow into them? They seem disproportionate now, but as his head gets bigger, it'll be fine. He'll grow into them. Another phrasal verb with grow is to grow out of something. He grew out of all of his clothes and now we need to buy new ones. This seems to happen many times a year with my kids. They get too big for their clothes. Of course, it's natural for children to grow out of their clothes. We can use this in a more figurative way as well. You could say she has grown out of her role in the company, so she's leaving for a more challenging job. This means, it doesn't mean that her body has gotten bigger. It means that her capacity, her mental capacity is much more now, and the job just isn't as challenging. So she's going to leave to go to a more challenging job. She's grown out of the role, and now she's going to go on to bigger and better things. To hand out something. I volunteered to hand out water and snacks at the marathon. Oh, this means that you're distributing something. You're not giving your hand, but your hand is probably physically moving out towards someone. I'm handing out water. I'm handing out snacks. Here in the US, most people hand out candy on Halloween, and most kids love this. They'll go door to door and say, trick or treat, give me something good to eat. And all of the neighbors will open the door and say, oh yes, sweetie, here you go. Happy Halloween. And they enjoy handing out candy. To hold someone or something back. When my boss told me that I got a promotion, I had to hold back my excitement until I left his office. And then I said, yes. This means that you are stopping something. I had to hold back my excitement. Oh, I wanted to scream with excitement, but instead I was professional. I want to come across as professional. So I tried to hold back my level of excitement. Let's take a look at another situation. Let's imagine you're in the grocery store and someone says something rude to you. Well, you could say, I wanted to say something to the rude man, but my husband held me back. This could be physically stopping you from getting aggressive, or it could just be he looks at you and kind of gives you a face like, don't worry about it, just let it pass. Don't get worked up about it. He's kind of emotionally holding you back, just trying to help you feel steady. He held me back and I said, okay, it's gonna be okay. Forget about what that rude man said. So there's different ways to use hold back to mean stop. To let someone down. My parents always believed in me, so I never wanted to let them down. What do you think this means? It means simply to disappoint someone. I don't want to disappoint my parents. I don't want to let them down. This has a really heavy emotional feeling, so if you feel like someone really disappointed you, you can use this phrasal verb and say, hey, you know what? When you lied to me, you really let me down. Or we could switch this and say, you know, when you lied to me, I really felt let down. Something happened and I don't know if I can trust you now. All right, let's go to the next phrasal verb. To look up to someone. My parents are both hard workers and I look up to them. Oh, are they tall people? I look up to them? Not really, but they are figuratively tall people. So we could say, I respect them. I look up to them. Now, it can be a little bit tricky because sometimes people that we look up to can let us down, and that really hurts. When someone we respect disappoints us, that can hurt even more than just when any old person disappoints us. So make sure you're careful who you look up to. Are you ready? Drum roll! Final phrasal verb is to point out something. I would like to point out that my performance has led to an increase in revenue this quarter. Oh, you are indicating something specifically. I would like to point out that my performance has helped our company. You're kind of nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Hey, I should get a raise. I want to let you know that I've done a good job. I want to point out that my performance has helped the company. Let's look at another sentence. Can you point out your neighborhood on this map? Here we're talking about a physical indication. Can you point out your neighborhood? Which one are you talking about? This is indicating something specifically and physically. Great. So how did you do? Did I get the point across with all these phrasal verbs? Well, don't let me down. Now it's your turn to follow through. Let me know in the comments, who is someone who you look up to? Who is someone who you respect? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to download the free PDF worksheet for this lesson with all of the phrasal verbs, definitions, sample sentences, and you can answer Vanessa's challenge question at the bottom of the worksheet. Click on the link in the description to download that free PDF worksheet today. Well, thank you so much for learning English with me, and I'll see you again next Friday for a new lesson here on my YouTube channel. Bye! The next step is to download the free PDF worksheet for this lesson. With this free PDF, you will master today's lesson and never forget what you have learned. You can be a confident English speaker. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for a free English lesson every Friday. Bye!